It's summertime and it's hot out there. Do you know how to protect yourself from heat-related illnesses? You'll want to stick around. Welcome back to Outdoor Skills Made Easy. We've made other videos talking about hypothermia and the need to keep your body at the proper temperature, which is about 98 degrees. Today we're talking about heat-related illnesses, and we still need to keep our bodies around 98 degrees, just using a little bit of a different technique. Just as a little background, thermia in Latin means heat. So hypothermia, hypo meaning less than, hypothermia means less than the required amount of heat to keep our bodies functioning correctly. Hyper means more than. So hyperthermia, or heat-related illnesses, is something that is going to take our body beyond the prime operating temperature, which is 98 degrees. When we begin to overheat, our body reacts by sweating and reduces the heat in our body by radiation and evaporation. Radiation would be the process of sweating, and then evaporation could be maybe a cool breeze coming across, evaporating that sweat from our bodies and cooling us down. That works well in a dry climate, but in a humid climate, the humidity can only absorb a certain amount of moisture. And so you could be sweating and losing water and electrolytes, but not really having the benefit of cooling down your body. So knowing that, dehydration becomes a serious issue. There are some things that we can do to help prevent dehydration. You can start by choosing the correct clothing. You can see that I've got a lightweight, light-colored shirt on. When we had younger boys, one of our boys would go out with a dark shirt on, and my wife would say, "Come in and put on a light-colored shirt. That dark shirt is going to absorb the heat and make you hot." It's not Mom, it's science. Well, he finally understood that and changed his shirt. In addition, a light hat. I really like this hat made by Sherpa, and it has a little neck protector on the back that we can fold out, and it really keeps the back of my neck nice and cool. Here's a great hat from Colombia. My wife loves to wear this, and this is probably one of my favorite hats, but not so great when it's hot. Always remember to stay hydrated. And I've said in the past many times, I love my Geiger rig packs. I love the big bladders that they have, the ability to pressurize the water and share it with friends, or even squirt each other and keep cool. Then of course it's always important to have a great water bottle. If you haven't got your hydration pack with you, this is a great bottle that's insulated and keeps nice cool water all the time. Years ago, I was the director of a river operation. We ran canoes and rafts, stand-up paddle boards, and spent a lot of time on the water. As the participants came in, part of our orientation was that most of those were coming from a lower altitude to an altitude of about 6,000 feet. With a higher altitude and the sun reflecting off of the water, the chance of sunburn was pretty severe. And many times, even though we warned many people, they would not put their sunscreen on. They didn't realize that the water reflecting off of the canoes or reflecting off the water would give them serious burns. And many times I saw people that came in at the end of the day and their burns were serious. We actually saw some that had blisters, second-degree burns. And of course their trip was ruined for the next 2 days. So remember that direct sunlight, reflection from the water, and high altitude could be a triple combination for a serious sunburn. Sunscreen is an important part of preventing heat-related illnesses. Here's some that I really enjoy. This particular sunscreen has an insect repellent in it. It repels mosquitoes that could carry the West Nile virus. This one is designed specifically for water, and it has a kind of a time frame of about 80 minutes that you should come back out of the water, dry off, reapply, and then you can go back in. This is my personal favorite. It's 55 SPF, and it's dry to the touch. I really like this one. And then for those of our family that really have forgotten about their sunscreen, aloe vera gel is a great thing that will cool down the skin and help heal a little bit. And you can see we've used this a lot. So with that introduction, we want to talk about 4 progressive steps from sunburn to heat stroke, and what you can do to recognize it and what you can do to prevent it and to treat it. Everyone knows about sunburn. You can recognize it by red skin, dry skin. You've been in the sun for a while, you're starting to feel it, but you also need to understand that a sunburn could take a couple of hours to really manifest the degree of sunburn that you've gotten. So of course treatment would be get out of the sun. You could put some cool wet cloths on the sunburn area, get into a cool bath, apply some aloe vera gel to give you some relief, and just take it easy for a while, stay out of the sun. The next thing we want to be aware of is heat cramps. This could be during a heavy exercise time, you're heavily sweating and your muscles start to cramp up. Of course, you want to stop the exercise right away, get into a cool place. You've probably lost some electrolytes, so you want to drink a sports drink or something that will replace those electrolytes. You want to seek medical attention if you've got a heart problem or if you're on a low sodium diet. The next level of heat illnesses is heat exhaustion. Going back to my days with this river operation, we actually at base camp had a ropes course. We had a young man that had been on the course about 4 or 5 hours and he passed out. As they brought him into the first aid office, they told us that he had been drinking, but he'd been drinking caffeinated drinks, which does nothing to rehydrate the body. If you're drinking caffeinated drinks, it's a diuretic, and so it will take out the water and the electrolytes from your system. So he was manifesting in cool, clammy skin, although he was very hot, and of course he'd passed out. So as they brought him back in, we stripped off his shirt, got him down to his shorts, took off his shoes and socks, and started trying to use alcohol wipes on the wrists, on the neck, on the head, anywhere where blood vessels are closest to the skin to help draw the heat out of his body. As he came around, we let him sip little bits of a sports drink that was watered down. And because he passed out, we called 911 and talked to our local hospital. They indicated that we were doing the right things, but if the symptoms lasted for more than an hour, that we should call again and maybe bring him in. With heat exhaustion, you want to seek medical help right away if you're throwing up, if your symptoms get worse, or if after an hour you're really not improving. The most serious of the heat-related illnesses is heat stroke, and it's manifested by a temperature of about 103 or higher. Some of the other symptoms could be confusion, nausea, fast pulse, red, dry, hot skin, or it could be a little bit damp. These are all serious conditions and need medical attention right away. So what do? You want to call EMS right away. Get the person into a cool place, start cooling down their body, and then don't give them any type of drink, sports drink, or water. We hope that this information and these tips will help you prepare for a safe summer outing. And we hope that you'll join us again at OSME TV.